In this video, you're going to learn advanced masking techniques in the Fusion page of DaVinci Resolve. So if you're really looking to level up your editing skills in the Fusion page, this is the video for you. So with that being said, let's get started. All right, so for this video, I have this animation right here, the calendar animations from my calendar animation project that you can go ahead and download if you subscribe to my Patreon. And I'm going to show you how to create this. But the thing that we're going to focus on is how to do the advanced mask. So let's go ahead and drag in our Fusion composition, right click, open in Fusion page. Then let's go ahead and drag in a background, connect this with the media out. Now let's go ahead and change the color to this color code. And for the grid, what you can do is press Control space and search for grid. Make sure that this is connected right here. And I'm just going to paste some settings that I already have. So you can go ahead and change the color to this color code. Then change the row cells to 4, column cells to 4 as well. Major line spacing to 0. And then you can also change the settings that I have over here. Make sure that this is 0.01, 0.001. And then right here, also make sure that the settings are like this. So you can go ahead and copy the settings from here, and then we can go ahead and start adding our text. Now for the text, I'm going to be using this multi-merge because there will be multiple text that we need for each of these columns, but you don't really need to have it for all of them. You just need to do it where the main note that we will be adding will not be visible. So let me just go ahead and quickly do that. All right, so I went ahead and added these text. All you can simply do is just go ahead and drag in a text and then go ahead and change the settings to the same color as the line color that we have right here. And then the font that I'm using is Playfair Display at Italic. The size is at 0.08, and you can just keep the settings from here, and then you can just start aligning them on the grid. So this is how it looks. But now the main thing. Now this is the main thing. You can go ahead and select any node with a pin on it, and you can just go ahead and connect this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a separate merge node just to make it more cleaner. So let's go ahead and use a different merge node. And now I'm going to connect the media in to this merge one. All right, so here you can see this is how it looks. And since this has covered the area underneath, so we really don't need to add the text for the boxes right here. So this is the reason why I didn't add the text 14 and 15. So, but by the way, this is 15, but this is supposed to be 16. So let me just go ahead and make the correction. All right. So 13, 14, 15, and 16. That's it. All right, now for the main thing, let's go ahead and drag in this transform node. Now, if you go ahead and change the angle from here right now, this will not look good because we need to move this from where the pin is positioned. So we need to make sure that the pivot is at the point where the pin is. So let me just undo this. Now go ahead and change the pivot from here, the Y to this side. And also use the X to make sure that this is right here where the pin is. Now, if we start to animate this, this is how it looks. But right now, this doesn't look very natural because the pin is not supposed to move. Pin is supposed to stay in its position. So the way that we can do that is by going over to the polygon, dragging in a polygon, connecting it with the media N1. Right now, I'm just going to unselect the right-click animation and also unselect the polygon from here. So we will be able to draw this now. So the way that we can do that is go ahead and draw this line right around the points where the pin is located. So something like this. And if we enable this, you will see that the rest of the image is hidden. But if you click on invert, the pin will be invisible, but the paper will be visible. Now what we need to do is go ahead and select all these three nodes, press Ctrl C, unselect, and then press Ctrl V. And now you can connect this transform with the merge one so that we get this merge two. And now in the polygon, unselect the invert, and that's it. Now, if you go over to the transform, we can just go ahead and change the angle. And now this will move like this, and we won't have any problem right here. So if we change it, you will notice a slight cut right here. So the way that we can hide that is if you go over to the polygon, just go ahead and increase the soft edge a little bit for both of them. So just do that a little bit for both of them. And now if we change the angle in the transform, this will not look much bad. But still, you will notice a visible difference. So the way that we can correct this is if you go over to the polygon, this polygon, go ahead and select this side, move this to the left and then select this right side and move it to the right. So if we now go over to the transform, this will be much better. But the only problem is this line right here. So let's go ahead and move this right here. Move this one right here. And that's it. Now let's do the same thing for this polygon as well. Let's move this right here. And that's it. So you just need to hide the position. And this is how it will look. Now right here, it's still visible. So we can just go over to the polygon and correct it from here. Make sure that everything is hidden right here. All right. So now if we move this, you will notice that this looks much better. So this is how you can use the masks 2 times, and you can use the polygon. So this will give you more control on how you want the shape to be. And this will make it easier for you to make some changes when you have to. Now make sure you go over to the transform one, then right click on the angle, go over to modify, and then select shake. Then go over to the modifiers, and from here, right now if you play this, you will not notice much difference. But what we can do is go ahead and change the minimum to 10. So now if you play this, you will see this movement on the paper. So depending on how fast you want it to be, you can go ahead and change the smoothness. So if we decrease the smoothness to, let's say, 5, this will have a much more quick movement like this. But if we increase it to, let's say, 15, now you will notice a more slower movement, and that's what we wanted. So right now you will see, now this looks much better. So this is how you can use masking in the Fusion page in DaVinci Resolve. And now just to complete the animation, I'm going to add this text. Let me just connect this. So right here, this is the text. But one thing I forgot to do was, what if you want to change the movement of the text as well? So you want to move the text along with the movement of this paper that you see. Right now, our text is, and by the way, you can just go ahead and create this text easily. Just change the font to whatever you want, and you can use any color that you want. But the main thing is to connect this text with the transform. Now, the way that I want to do that is, let's go ahead and add in a transform for this text. Now, first of all, in the text 2, I'm just going to go over to the layout and I'm going to change the Z to 3.7. So make sure this is at 3.7. And then right here in the transform, let's go ahead and click on this pin and then select this transform 1. Now, what we need to do is, now in the transform 2 that we have right here, so this is the transform 2, right click on the angle and click on expression. And I'll also select the transform 1. And now what you need to do is simply connect this angle with this angle right here. And that's it. So if we play this now, you will notice this is how it looks, but this is not looking good. The reason is we still need to change the pivot to the same position as the transform 1. So what we can do is just go ahead and copy the settings from pivot 1, paste them right here. All right. So now if you play this, now you will see this has the same animation as the transform 1. Now you can go ahead and add in any item. If you want to add an image for this, you can go ahead and do the same thing, use the transform and just connect it to the transform 1. And that's how you will be able to connect all of these so that they move in the same direction and at the same time. And just to top it off, I'm just going to add in a vignette. So press Control space and search for vignette. And this is how it will look. So this will add a much more nice effect to it. Something like this. And here you go. So here we have the animation done as well. And now just to show you some technique for the animation. So right now we just created this animation, but we can also use the movement. Now we can go ahead and add in an adjustment layer. And I'm just going to start it from here at this position. And now in the adjustment clip, just go over 13 frames ahead. And create a cut. Now we can go ahead and search for a blur. So I'm going to just add in this Gaussian blur right here. And now let's move 5 frames back. Create a cut right here. And now let's move 3 frames back. And now let's remove this from here. Add move 1 frame back, add in another cut, 2 frames back, and then remove this right here. And that's it. So if you play this, this is how it will look. And now this one right here, this second cut that we created, let's go ahead and change the zoom to 1.2. So if you play this now, this is how it will look. So this will give a nice effect. And also in the final adjustment layer, what we can do is click on the dynamic zoom and click on swap, and also go over to the dynamic zoom from here and then just reduce this. And that's it. And now we can also add sound effect. So I have this sound effect, this glitch sound effect right here. So let's go ahead and add this in. And let me just remove this from here. Also reduce the volume. And that's it. So something like this. I'm just going to increase the dynamic zoom, and here we have the animation done. So this was it for this video. I hope you found this video useful, and I will see you in the next one.